Alright, so if you're sitting there looking at this stack of toys, you instantly know that I've already failed at 2 New Year's resolutions. 1, spend a little less money on figs this year, and 2, try to keep up on my toy reviews. So that didn't happen. I got a man cold, so I was out for a few days. It was bad. I'm sure if you guys have ever had a man cold before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not like that cold that your kids or your wife or your girlfriend gets. It's a full-blown man cold. So it took me a little out of a commission for a few days. My voice actually probably sounded even worse than it already does. So we're gonna go ahead and start with this Black Adam. Black Adam was something, he's not one of my favorite villains, but he was a toy that I was really looking forward to because I had Shazam, which is also not one of my favorite heroes. But you put these two together, and now you got something amazing. So we're gonna check it out. And it's the PX exclusive, so you're back in the tin. I didn't really care for the tin, but since they got so cheap on the cardboard boxes, I actually prefer the tin now. So let's check it out. Alright, so here he is standing just a little bit above 6 inches. He also comes with the best stand in the business. Really like those things, especially with the flight thing. How these guys up in there are flying. As far as accessory goes, he comes with a grip of hands. Basically, he's got his kind of like his flying hand or his slap hand, whatever you want to call it. He also comes with this stupid octopus thing that you clip on here and you put all those wires on it. And I don't know. I've did that once. I'll never do it again. Comes with these really cool like grabbing hands. I'm probably going to use these. I might use the fisted hands. Okay, those two could be punching each other. Not real sure. Here's the figure. Let's check him out. Alright, so he has this really cool lightning effect. It was so cool that they decided to use it again, but they just did it a different color. On the Shazam behind him, it's basically this exact thing, but it's blue. Now it's yellow. At least it's a different color. So when you have these two battle and they don't have the same color lightning. As far as this cape goes, I like the cape. I think they could have did a lot better job on it. They did the wire in the hood part, which I really like, but then it stops right about here. I don't know why they couldn't bring the wire all the way down, at least to the corner. If they did, I would have been totally happy with it. The material on this, the inside of it just looks kind of cheap. I'm not real impressed with that. The outside is basically just your typical faux leather, which is cool. And the stitch work on this cape is really nice. Like, I think they did a really good job. They hid the wire really well in the hood. I wish they would have just bring it down. God, that just really bums me out about this toy. Then you got this real fake gold chain right here. That's definitely pretty cool. You can put this on them, take it off. It goes on real easy either way. I'm probably going to go ahead and display it with him because I don't want this thing is tucked away in my drawer. As far as the figure goes, he's basically just like Shazam. He's the only difference is there's not really the side piece here. The boots are exactly the same. The articulation is exactly the same. It's basically exactly the same except for the head. They only give you one head on this figure, which is cool because it's Black Adam. I mean, a screaming one would have been cool, but it's Black Adam. I'm kind of cool with that. As far as accessory goes, they kind of ripped us off because like this thing costs the same as Shazam, and you get a lot less accessories. Basically, this is all you get. You know, this like, wow, like, I don't know. Maybe it should have been cheaper than him. Let's do some comparisons. All right, now this is something amazing. This is something that I was really excited for. Shazam to me is a figure, no big deal. Black Adam, no big deal. You put these two together and now you have something amazing. And you went ahead and go ahead and throw in some effect stands. I think I picked those things up on eBay for like $13 each, free shipping. You go ahead and put that in there and now you have something amazing. Like that just makes for a really cool display. Really digging it. They're both great toys. If you're into these Mezco toys, you know, he's a maybe. If you're like a Black Adam fan, then he's a definite. If you want something really cool, well then you definitely might want to consider picking this up. 80 bucks for a Black Adam figure, is that kind of steep? Yeah, it's pretty steep. And then you got to throw in another 13 bucks for this effect stand if you really want to display him off nice. There he is. I'll go ahead and pull out the Black Adam collection because you definitely deserve to see it. Plus, I haven't pulled it out in a while. I'm real curious to see how many of those.
So
I
here's
have.
the Black
Just check it
Adam
out.
collection, and I don't think that this is like a crazy amount. Like, I actually think this is a pretty good amount of Black Adams. Basically, they're all in different costumes. They're slightly different. They're different enough to where it doesn't really bother me. I know the DC Icons one and this one here, the costumes are very similar, but this is the DC Icons line, so whatever. I'm just trying to justify my over-expending on action figures, I guess. And over here we have a Mattel one. I'm not real sure if this is a Mattel one. That one back there is just really tall. And there it is, Black Adam collection. If you think, man, I kind of think, I mean, yeah, that one's an $80 toy, and I kind of highlighted them with some effects, but after looking at all my Black Adams, I mean, I really like the Icons one a lot. But I think that this Mezco one, man, I think it's my favorite one. It's $80 though, so it's kind of hard to like compare the two as equals. But there it is. Let me throw them up there with the collection, and we'll see.
All
how
right,
that's
so here's the
coming along.
Mezco collection. This thing is actually growing really quick. It just sucks that it basically only grows around like December or January, and then when it does grow, you get like 8 figures within 2 months. So it would be nice if they space this thing out just a little bit more. As far as this Black Adam goes, my final thoughts on this figure, I mean, he's a really good figure. My only complaint about this figure is the wire and the cape. If you like Black Adam, there you go. I think, I mean, you saw all of them. I think he might be the best Black Adam out there. It's really nice. And if you do a little display like this, man, like, because now that we're starting to get a few villains and a few little more characters in the Mezco collection, like, this shelf is definitely starting to liven up. Like, it's really coming together, and man, it's really getting crowded. So I don't know, like, once a year I gotta kind of resituate my toy room, move stuff up to the top shelf where I have more room on these lower shelves, and it is definitely getting time for that because this thing is getting really full. Like, I'm trying to do these like cool displays with Hydra shoulders and stuff. Like, I might need to cut that short and just put everything back on the shelf that isn't a Mezco. Otherwise, I'm going to run out of shelf space really quick. There's the Mezco collection. Like always, thanks for watching.